G'day, Aussie Bonsai Bloke here, how you going? Today, I'm going to take you through repotting my Hawthorn, bonsai that I got. I've had it for about 4 years, I reckon. When I got it, it was just a straight trunk here. None of these branching was on at all. I've grown all these branches myself, the whole lot, in about 4 years. So they seem to develop very quickly. And already it gets a nice bloom of white flowers. I might try and put a picture of of when it's in full white flowers and stuff up when I upload the video. Maybe add that to it. Yeah, so I'm going to take you through repotting this thing and hopefully give you a bit of an idea of what's involved in a proper repot, not just smashing it like that other video I did, but a proper repot. So yeah, the first thing I'll do is get the moss off. The shape of the pot sort of makes it so I'm going to have to cut around this edge so that it releases the hawthorn properly, otherwise it's just going to smash the pot if I try and pull that out. It might come out, I'll just try it, but yeah, so get the moss off, get the tree out, have a look at the roots. I haven't seen the roots for a year or so, couple of years. So yeah, I'll repot it and just walk you through all that, no worries, thanks. Okay, so first job, take off some of this moss. I might be able to pick it off with my fingers, use a knife maybe. I just want to save some of this mainly so I can put it back on later. So I'll just pull all this moss off and get it out the way. Trunk's got a bit of moss on, I'm going to have to rub that off with a toothbrush or something a bit later. All that nice moss coming off there. Now this tree, during the summer this last year, I've been a bit worried about it. It's been drying out really quick, wilting. I find this to be the first tree in my collection to wilt on a hot day. I mean, it's probably borderline getting too hot for it anyway, being here in a hot climate in Australia. Like, I think it starts wilting over about 35 degrees Celsius, and I mean it has to put up with even up to 46 degrees. I think it had to put up with one day, 46 Celsius. So I have it under a bit of shade cloth, but even that's not enough some days. I'm going to have to put a little bit of a fine mix in there and some fresh soil. Hopefully it'll help it out. Still grows strongly though, just starts wilting early on a hot day, that's all. Some fair few roots underneath all this moss here. Don't want to disturb this bark too much when you repot. It's nice bark, so I've just got to be really careful not to wreck that. I'll just get a toothbrush and try and rub some of this moss off the trunk a bit, off the top of the roots. Yeah, it's been quite a healthy tree, this tree. Puts out a lot of flowers. Yeah, it's been not too bad for me. As a beginner, I'm only a beginner, so everything's fairly new to me, but yeah, it's been good fun. The more I do bonsai, the more I want to do bonsai. Wife thinks I'm a bit crazy, but she understands a bit, I think. She accepts it anyway. Keep scrubbing. Yeah. Okay, I think that's about, there's a bit there, I'll scrub that bit there. That area there's a bit too much moss on that. It's good to have moss around your tree, but not really growing up the tree. I don't think it's that good for it once it starts growing all over the base of it. It covers your bark anyway and the barry. Okay, next job. I'll just see how hard it is to lift out. Yeah, that's really solid in there, so I'm gonna have to cut around the edge. Be careful not to wreck the pot. Got quite big rocks in here, so it's gonna be a bit tough. And I think that's where I went wrong. I put big bits of scoria in there because that's all I could find, and I think it's just left way too big of air gaps, which is part of the reason it has dried out, I think, so much in summer this year. It survived the days okay, but I had to put a lot of effort into keeping the water up to it and misting it. To make it a bit happier. See if that's tucked in there with all them rocks. As you can see, there's a bit of scoria there, a bit there, just a bit too coarse I think. So I'll dig around the edge of the whole plant, around the pot. And then hope I can pry it up. It's a bit tough. Okay. Yeah, we're going everywhere here. Okay, it's trying to move a bit. Ooh. Have to be careful grabbing the trunk. It's just lost a bit of old bark off that. From there, you gotta be careful. I don't know. I'll just have to try and not disturb it too much. I'm gonna have to recut around this edge. It's a bit hard with all these rocks in here. I just can't cut it. They're just getting in the way of the blade. Right. Oh, I think it's going to come now. gets the tree out of the pot. Over there. Okay, so that's the tree out. So you can see, made it out the pot, got the moss sitting there. It was a bit tough with those rocks, I couldn't cut. Pain in the bum. Pain in the ears. Okay, now I'm going to get me root. Just comb a few of these roots out a bit. Just comb them out. Okay, so I've cleaned the roots out a bit more with the garden hose, and they're pretty ugly roots really. They're quite fat, bits dangling off and hanging everywhere. Sort of circled the pot a bit. And a barry, well, it's not too bad. It's quite radial. There's sections on there that I don't really like, but it's not too bad for a tree. Only cost me $30 a few years ago, so I'll go along and cut some of these real fat ones that aren't really doing much off. A few of these fat ugly ones. And hanging down. These big fat ones don't really feed the tree much, so chop them off, it won't affect it too badly. Yeah, there's just some very ugly roots in here. I'm not going to chop the roots down too much because it's going back in the same pot, and I've already chopped a fair few off when I cut it out the pot. Just a few crossing ones. Pull a few of them out. Cut a few more off the bottom here. that's nearly it for that tree. I'm nearly done. I'll water it and put it back outside, and it won't be too long and it'll start putting out leaves and flowers. I'll hope to do a bit of an update when the flowers are on there, just so I can show you. Still got a fair bit more developing of this tree to do on ramification and stuff. It's only really in the early stages, but I'll try to make it look nice as possible, and the flowers certainly do that. It doesn't, I don't know whether you need 2 hawthorn or not to get proper berries, but this one here, I had it full of flowers last year, absolutely packed with flowers, and I reckon I only got 3 berries. 3 red berries, that's not very good. Don't know why. Like I said, maybe you need another one. Maybe one of you guys will be able to tell me. If I get another one in flower or something, maybe then I need to cross-pollinate, I don't know. Yeah, it'd be nice if I got the whole thing in berries. Okay. So I'll give that a bit of a water. Give it a water, and then I'll do one last view of the tree and give it a spin for you. Okay, I'll give the tree a quick final spin. Didn't really take that long to repot it, and it looks quite at home there in that pot now. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it flowering and developing this year. Get some more ramification on it. It's been a nice tree to me so far. Yeah, so that's the back, which could almost double as a front, I think. It's good to have a couple of good sides to the tree. Both look nearly as good as each other, I think. The roots probably a little bit better on this side, I reckon. Close to it. I'll show you the top of the tree. Reasonably well developed there. Long way to go, but I think at this stage I'll just sort of keep cutting it back and it should twig out fairly quickly. You do got to be worried on a hawthorn about knuckles, so you always got to keep getting rid of any branches. We have 3 from one area, but I've cleaned out most of them on this tree. So, no worries. Well, that's repotting me hawthorn there, so that's about it for today. Thanks for watching. Aussie Bonsai Bloke, and I'll catch you later. Cheers.